What is going on, everybody? I am here because I'm about to relax coming up later on, not too soon, to call this one for just for today's video. LS Texas post game against Kentucky. This is AFG 1997 coming back with you another video. Yeah, after tonight's Kentucky Texas post game of basketball, uh, as always. But I'll do that try if I want to because yeah, I'm here for that because it's the NFL Conference Championship Sunday predictions and picks, and especially the Super Bowl second chance, and hopefully a third chance. If yeah, and I'll tell you that we'll tell you at the end of the video because I'm still here. I'm going to relax a little bit, not too soon. Just yeah, we're all here for it. So our first game, man, all these games went crazy on Sunday because going back to the recap of the divisional round on Saturday. We just saw the Broncos beat the Bills by a field goal in overtime. And all the Bills fans are crying, whining, bitching, and moaning, complaining about it's a catch. No, the ball was popped out. It was the correct call for the referees. The ball was popped out and the Broncos got the ball. And then a few days later, 2 days later, after that loss, Sean McDermott got fired. A lot of Bills fans are pissed. A lot of Bills fans are pissed because they're stuck with Josh Allen. Never been to the Super Bowl in his lifetime. For those of you saying he's the Phillip Rivers or Dan, no, he's just Josh Allen himself. Joshua Patrick Allen himself. He's not Dan Marino. He's not Phillip Rivers. I know Phillip Rivers in my lifetime. What happened back in 2006-07? The Chargers got screwed because of the Patriots' favoritism on the referees. But hey, the next game the Colts beat them, and then they won the Super Bowl. Simple as that. Yeah, I wanted to see the Chargers go to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, it did not happen. So, simple as that. Here we are, the same thing. The Bills still cries and complain about it. They're like the Toronto Blue Jays. We already seen the World Series, and I already made those videos ever since. And the Blue Jays came so close, and now the Bills are the ones that are a bunch of crybabies. They can't just shut the hell up themselves. They're never going to win the Super Bowl. They're never going to win the Super Bowl. Have you seen a video on Black and White Sports 2 when Rhodes put out the video? Yeah. CC22 says she has the Patriots and Drake May go all the way because our Chiefs is not in it. Yeah, we've been cursed because of her as a Chiefs fan. But CC22 fandoms and the Patriots got the last laugh because a lot of Bills fans went after her. I understand we hate her too. I hate her so much as I have. As we hate Brady, we hate Cena, we hate Connor McDavid, who's still in the NHL, and then we hate her. CC22 ever since out of Iowa. Well, back in Iowa in college and now professionals in the fever. Hopefully the WNBA goes out. So we'll see. And then Saturday night, Seahawks blew out the 49ers. Yep. No deja vu. No deja vu. And then I don't need to talk about the Patriots and Texans game. Let's just skip that. And then the Rams and the Bears. That game went close. As a Packers fan, nothing makes me feel happier because they beat us in the wild card game. Karma is a you-know-who. They last laugh. They got the last laugh. We got the last laugh as a Packers fan. F the Chicago Chipmunks forever. Thank you, Devontae Adams and the LA Rams. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. For now, we get to the picks. Our first game of Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. my time. Patriots Broncos. Yes, this is the rematch from the 2015 AFC Championship game, Conference Championship game, and the Patriots have not won on the road at Denver in the playoffs. It's either wild card, it doesn't matter, wild card, divisional, or conference championship. It does not matter. All right? It does not matter. because I still have my Super Bowl picks. I'll let you guys know in just a momentarily. But this game, the Patriots, yeah, they know to beat us, but as Texans fans, but I don't want to get to that. So the Patriots have more. We tell you the points per game, but they have more yards per game. But look at the Broncos. Closer to the Patriots. The Broncos have more sacks than anybody else. 68. But both teams have split with picks, with 10s. Turnover differentials, 3s and 3s, plus and minus. But this season, it's always about quarterbacks. With Drake May, you got on Travion Henderson, rookie running back of Ohio State, and another Ohio State running back, Josh Dobbins, another Ohio State running back as well. You got Stephon Diggs against Cortland Sutton. But their last matchup, their previous meeting, it was December 26th of 2023. December 24th. It was on a Sunday game. Yeah, it was on a Sunday game. December 24th of 2020. Yes, this was week 16 when the Patriots beat them. Yeah. 26-23. Yep, I'll never forget that one. And don't forget, the Broncos have not beat the Patriots since October 17, 2020. That was during COVID, and a lot of people knew it's just Mickey Mouse bullshit. But still, Broncos have not beaten the Patriots since. But that revenge is coming, and then 3 years later. But going back to the those games and the drives, it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. You have field goals. Broncos kick the field goals. Patriots kick the field goals. They're all just a bunch of field goals, except Patriots score a touchdown. That was Cam Newton ran for it. A 1-yard touchdown. It was 65-yard drive, 6 plays, a minute 43, and they failed a 2-point. But that's not enough time for New England. But Broncos just kicked a bunch of field goals until 3 years later, 2023, the Patriots got their revenge. And who was the quarterback? Not Drake May. It was Mac Jones. It was Mac Jones. It was Mac Jones. Ezekiel Elliott was the running back. No, Brandon Zipe was the quarterback. Zappy was the quarterback. And who was also the quarterback? Oh yeah, that's right. Russell Wilson with the Broncos. Both of them went on a dumpster fire. Still. And we already know how that went out on the Broncos. They scored in the fourth quarter on a touchdown. Yes, Wilson's short pass on Krull, a 3-yard passing touchdown at 8:39 to go. And then no, it was 8:30. Yeah, it was 8:30. Yeah, it was 8:39 to go. And then 2:59, Russell Wilson threw that to Johnson. A 21-yard passing touchdown, and then ties the game. And then the Patriots, 7 seconds left, Ryland kicked the field goal, a 56-yard field goal. So, simple as that. Simple as that. They marched down to win the game. Now, I have no sympathy whatsoever on that game, but this season on Drake May and without Bo Nix, he's out for the rest of the playoffs. I don't know if that's officially confirmed, but he's got a little ankle problem. But who's ready to become a quarterback? Yeah, he's out. Who's going to be the quarterback? in the game. You guessed it. And I forgot who was the quarterback of the Broncos. Yeah, Bo Nix is out for the rest of the playoffs. Jared Stidham. Yes, Jared Stidham, the revenge game. Ooh. Yes, Jared Stidham. I mean, both teams are the same record, 14-3. And the Patriots are undefeated on away games, except only lost by a home game. I forgot who they lost to for the Denver Broncos. Oh yeah, that's right. It was the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yep. And the Jags have been eliminated. Simple as that. So, right now, you have the Patriots are the favorites to win. That could change anything in the AFC Championship game. 59.1, according to ESPN Analytics. On the odds, you're looking at, they're now open on over 4.5. Minus 4.5, 110 on spreading favorites. But now on the spread right now is minus 5.5 and 105 minus on that money additional. But the Broncos won't have a chance. But I have my Super Bowl pick as a football fan. I still stick with the Broncos. In my point, I can't see the Broncos going to the Super Bowl. I got the Patriots winning this game. I really, really do got the Patriots. Just because of that, that could change one bit of it if you're an NFL guy. So, I got the Patriots at Drake May, and this is going to be a blowout against Jared Stidham. And my score is going to be 56 to 6. It's going to be 56 to 6. Drake May is going to score 7 passing touchdowns in the NFL playoffs. NFL passing touchdowns to get that record. Tyra Dick Foles, Peyton Manning, you name all of that. And plus, I have on Drake May to catch 500 plus passing yards if he wants to break Norman Brocklin. But I don't see it happening, but we'll see. That's my things. And then Jared Stidham's going to lose fumbles like 4 more fumbles, and 5 more picks. 5 picks, 4 fumbles, losses. And he's going to get sacked 7 times. The Broncos don't have a chance being New England. It's over. It's a wrap. But that could change the money lines. According to the DraftKings Sportsbook. So I got the Patriots winning this game just because they're good. And, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Because the Broncos could change the thing, but I still got to score 56 to 6. They're going to run all over them. At Denver, Mile High. It's going to be like 2005 all over again when the Steelers blew out the Broncos. Big Ben and Jerome, the bus best out of Notre Dame. Yeah, Big Ben out of Miami, Ohio. And Antoine Randall L. out of IU. Yeah, the Hoosiers, former Indiana Hoosiers. And his alma mater won a national championship if he wouldn't have been playing. But they've been terrible all these years. And now, you already know, 2 days ago. So, next game lastly on Sunday night, the NFC Championship game, the rematch. Since Thursday night game, we just saw a winnowing comeback of the Seahawks because the Rams beat them at home. The Seahawks won it at home. Rams and Seahawks rematch since that Thursday night game on December 18 before Christmas. 7 days before Christmas. Their numbers look so freaking tolerance on task. And I think I'm going to go back to... Can I go back to the Patriots and Broncos, gentlemen, before we get to the next game. Not too soon. Not too soon. Boys and girls. I think we're gonna look at the stats. I forgot to check the stats on the last couple of last game. Well, the last game was against Houston. Yeah, we already know. Drake May just dominated 447 passing yards. He scored 4 touchdowns and 2 picks, 10 sacks allowed on my Texans defense. But like I said, Drake May's gonna score 7 touchdowns, 500 plus passing yards, and I'm gonna say just like 1 or 2 picks. It's not gonna matter, and I can see 2 or 3 sacks allowed, but it won't matter. It won't matter about completions, but his quarterback ratings are very good. Travion Henderson, he's got to get some more running yards, but he's got 123 rushing yards. Better rushing yards to get into 100 yards rushing, 26 attempts on his carries, rushing carries. And Babate only got 100-yard receiving, but he's only got a touchdown, 7 catches out of 9 targets. Hunter Henry out of Arkansas, Stephon Diggs, and then Douglas. And our defense got 2 picks by Davis, Jones, and Woodson. 4 picks. And our defense, they got a bunch of good sacks. Only 12 sacks in one game. Well, 12 sacks. 9 sacks against my Texans offense. But it's just, yeah. But the Broncos on the other side, you're going to see what happened since the last game against the Bills. Hold on, because it's started to slow down. There we go. Now the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix only threw 3 touchdowns. But without him, you're not going to see him in the playoffs again. It's Jarrett Stidham's turn. He's going to throw 5 picks, 10 sacks allowed, and 4 fumble losses. 3 or 4 fumble losses. But not enough to get 300 passing yards for Bo Nix. Only threw a pick against the Bills defense. But who's going to throw the ball under Jarrett Stidham? Can Mims get it? Because he got a touchdown from Bo Nix. Humphrey too. Same with Crum. And then Cortland Sutton too. We'll see, but and then Ingram. And their defense. Yeah. And don't forget the picks by McMillan and Locke. That was McMillan's picked off in overtime. In overtime. Bills fans, I think you need to shut your mouth. You need to shut up about that. Please. And then only 3 sacks. And Bonito's got a sack. That's good. And then 2 of them gets a half a sack. So. Alright, so now we get to continue on to Rams and Seahawks. So, Rams and Seahawks, they got more numbers. Yards per game. The Rams got more of it. And they're split with sacks on Rams and Seahawks. They got defensive picks in the top 5 or 10. But turnover differential on the Rams, they got more of that. Stafford has more passing yards than Sam Darnold. But you got Kent Williams over Kenneth Walker on that rushing. And then receiving, Jackson Smith's got more out of Ohio State than Pika Nuka. But they're split with touchdowns. But receptions, they're 10 all over, 10 behind Jackson Smith. Can't pronounce his last name, but you get my point. But on the stats, that last game, the Rams against the Bears on Sunday night, that was Guys, we just witnessed in the history of the National Football League. I forgot to tell you this because someone broke that record. Matthew Stafford, NFL single game on passing yards. Passing yards record. I know Norman Brocklin had that record, but this was back in 1951 in the season, but still, it does not matter. Look at the numbers. Take a look at the numbers. I think it's official to me in my eyes. Well, no, this is the postseason. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But still, I think, can we see a passing yards in the playoffs coming up? Because Warren Moon and Matt Schaub almost had it. Joe Burrow almost had it. Big Ben almost had it. Dan Marino almost had it. It's hard to break Norman Brocklin's record. It's really hard to break that record. This is the postseason. Take it all back. Take it all back. But this postseason, he's got 3 touchdowns since the last game against the Bears. But yeah, but this is going to be. He's got 5 sacks allowed, 3 touchdowns and a pick. But Williams got to get some more touchdowns. Nukwa on the rushing, receiving's also Clinton Parkinson. And their defense get 3 on Durant and Curl. Fisk gets a sack, Ford gets a sack, only 2 this playoffs. And then you got Sam Darnold this playoff season. His number's a little bit lower, but he's not catching 300 passing yards. Only one game. But Walker's the one that dominates everybody. 3 rushing touchdowns against 49ers that last game. So, man. But yeah, we tell you the last game. Going back to that last game on before Christmas, the holidays of that in Seattle, that game was exciting. That game was exciting because the Seahawks try and make a comeback. They were down 30-14. They were like a 0 and 186, something like that, down by 15, 20 points that game. 15 points in that game, and they started to look like a comeback. 8-18. Evans punts it and then runs it all the way for a punt return for a touchdown, 58 yards. And then 6:23 left to go. Man, the Rams are starting to make a comeback. The Seahawks are starting making a comeback. And then they score a touchdown. There's 6:30 to go, and they failed a 2-point converted. So, no, they made a 2-point conversion. Excuse me. Yeah, because Sam Darnold just gave it to Barner, and then the Rams score a touchdown under 6:36 left in overtime by Nukwa. Until the last moment of the last winning drive, 3:17 left. Darnold throws a touchdown to Jackson Smith, 4 yards inside the goal line, in the middle, because I watched that game on Chromebook. And then they converted 2-point to win the game on Salbert. Pretty impressive drive because Stafford threw 457 passing yards in that last game. And let's not remind that the Rams game 21-19 because that came too close. Yeah, that game came too close. 29 out of 49 passing yard on completions. 3 touchdown pass. Corum only got rushing touchdown, but Nukwa gets 2 receiving touchdowns, including Ferguson. for the Rams, but on the Seahawks side, Sam Darnold only threw 22 out of 34 passing completions and then 270 passing yards. 2 touchdowns, picks, 4 sacks allowed. But let me see on Matthew Stafford has. No sacks. But Charbonnet only rushed for a touchdown, including Kenneth Walker. Ran for 100-yard rushings, 11 carries, rushing carries, and a touchdown. But Jackson Smith only got a touchdown, including Barner. That was the overtime winner. Overtime to tie the game. Sorry about that. Jackson Smith almost got 100 receiving yards, but not enough. Not so far enough. But that's part of the game that last me on Thursday night. That was pretty good. But let's look at the favorites right now. Let's look at the favorites before we get to the weather. Let's get to the weather forecast just momentarily. Right now, the Seahawks are the favorites to win this game. 53.8. And according to ESPN Analytics, the Rams might have a switch arounds before game day. If Matthew Stafford wants another Super Bowl to call it a career on sunset. So right now the Seahawks are minus 1.5, 115 over on open, and the spread is 2.5, 115, because they're gonna take the under. But I can see the over for them. But my picks, I'm gonna go from the Seahawks. I don't think the Seahawks might beat the Rams. I could be wrong if there is my Super Bowl pick by the Broncos and Seahawks for me. Well, I'm gonna switch from Seattle to the Rams because I got the Rams upset the Seahawks and get their revenge from December 18 of 2025 Thursday night comeback for the Seahawks. This time the Rams will return the favorite on Sunday night over there at Seattle. This could be the biggest payback because I still can't believe I'm going to say this, but let's look at the pigskin bracket challenge before we close this video out. Well, in my brackets, guys, still, let's look at the brackets before we wrap this story up, shall we? So right now, it still stands, and I still have my Super Bowl picks for Seahawks and Broncos. Unfortunately, not the case, because I have a feeling it could turn things around. It's going to be the Rams and the Patriots. Everybody's going to want that rematch. And the Rams will return that favor to get that revenge from 2018 season. Because the Rams lost to the Patriots in Atlanta by 10. The lowest game in Super Bowl history since, I believe it was back in the 70s between the Dolphins and the Cowboys or Vikings, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, so I got the Rams switching from there. Because Sam Darnold is questionable. Is he going to play? But look at the injury reports. Questionable on the Rams. Emmanuel Forbes Jr., shoulder. Byron Young, knee. IR. Both of them are on IR. A. Witherspoon, his shoulder. His knee, PCL, for Sean Dulac. And then Rob Havenstein, IR with his ankle, until the Seahawks has their IR reason for hamstring for George Holani, the running back. Sam Darnold's questionable OPQ. And also his foot on Charles Cross, he's questionable. Zach Charbonnet, he's out for Sunday because of his knee. Yeah, because it's season ending. But it depends on this Sunday. Let me see yeah. All of them could be back on Sunday, but depends on the Super Bowl on one side to another. Can those two be back when the Super Bowl comes? Especially Barnett could be back when the Super Bowl comes. So, but I want to look at the other side on going back to the Patriots and the Broncos game, the rematch from a decade ago, says 2015 AFC Championship game in 2015-16 season. That's when the Broncos won the Super Bowl 50. But look at the Patriots on the injury report. Hollins is an IR. He's going to be, hopefully, Mac Hollins could be playing on Sunday, but questionable his head. Carlton Davis III could play on Sunday because of his head. Questionable. IR reasoning on concussion. Terrell Jennings on Sunday, the running back. And then Joshua Farmer, IR hamstring, defensive tackle. On the other side, can Antonio Gibson let the Patriots win this game and have a chance to go to the Super Bowl to give him to play? The running back, he's still on IR, knee ACL, could be back if they win. They'll let him play in the Super Bowl. But also, J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State. Sunday, he's IR reasoning his foot. He could play maybe. Questionable, Alex Forsyth, his ankle, could play on Sunday. Same with along with Troy Franklin, wide receiver, hamstring on questionable. And of course, concussion, Pat Bryant on Sunday, questionable. But Bo Nix could play, could come back when the Super Bowl comes if they beat the Patriots. But now the weather. It is going to be cold in Denver, 28 degrees, 44 degrees in Seattle. It's going to be cold. Not only that, it's going to be cold in my area here in the state of Texas, in Merritt County, Sunday. This weekend, Saturday night, Sunday through Tuesday. It's going to be in the 40s. It's going to be the 30s. Gotta bundle up, folks, because we gotta get ready to warm it up for ourselves so we don't get cold. Again, I am going to switch around it because I have a feeling the Patriots and the Rams will win this game. I still got the Patriots and the Rams Super Bowl 60 and the rematch from Super Bowl 53. And Rams will get that revenge, but it depends on that. But I still got my Super Bowl picks. If I'm still sticking with that, is the Broncos and the Seahawks. I'm still sticking with my locks, but Patriots and the Rams could be the upset favorites, in my opinion. You gotta take the under. Over. Under besides over. So we'll see, guys. Look at the spreads. Patriots are 5.5. They're 42.5 total. But Seahawks are 2.5 minus. But the Rams could be plus 2.5. 46 and a half. It's gonna be under. So there you go, guys. Who you got in your Sunday's game picks? Just to be sure you're looking at it right there. So there you have it. You can see the thoughts in the comment section down below. Smash this like button, subscribe to this channel, ring that bell notifications, and share this video out there. Yeah, make sure you check your videos and your YouTube channel and for your account, because a lot of AI bots are hacking someone's channel, so you don't get demonetized. Just want to point that out. So gonna leave it right there, guys. So that's just my thoughts. So gotta go, gotta relax, and enjoy my Wednesday hump day. So peace, I'm out. Till the next time.